else I was just doing for money. Like
Right.
something would come along and they would say, do you want to act? And I'm like, okay, I'll do that.
Many of you have probably heard of Joe Rogan. Maybe you've seen the legendary clip of Tesla founder Elon Musk smoking weed, Kanye West doing a prayer in the middle of a sentence, or Mike Tyson describing how he handed a Bentley supercar to a complete stranger. His podcast, The Joe Rogan Experience, has it all. It's entertaining, inquisitive, and open to any theme the guests want to touch in on. Still, Joe Rogan remains a polarizing figure for many. Let's take a deeper dive into the world of Rogan to try to understand why people react different to his demeanor. He is a comedian, actor, podcast host, and MMA commentator. He is best known for his podcast, The Joe Rogan Experience, which is one of the most popular podcasts in the world. Joe Rogan was born on August 11, 1967, in Newark, New Jersey. His parents were both of Italian and Irish descent. Joe Rogan had a troubled childhood. His parents divorced when he was 5 years old, and he moved with his mother to San Francisco. Joe Rogan was a shy child and was often bullied at school. He found solace in martial arts and began training in karate at the age of 14. Joe Rogan eventually became a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and a champion in Taekwondo. Joe Rogan began his career as a stand-up comedian in the late 1980s. He moved to New York City in 1990 to pursue his career as a comedian. Joe Rogan quickly became popular in the comedy circuit and appeared on several television shows, including MTV's Half Hour, Comedy Hour, and The Tonight Show with Jay Leno. In 2009, Joe Rogan started his podcast, The Joe Rogan Experience. The podcast began as a way for Joe Rogan to talk to his friends and discuss a wide range of topics, including comedy, politics, and science. The podcast quickly became popular and is now one of the most popular podcasts in the world. The Joe Rogan Experience has over 1,500 episodes and has featured guests such as Elon Musk, Bernie Sanders, and Alex Jones. One of the hallmarks of the Joe Rogan Experience is the wide range of guests who have appeared on the podcast over the years. From politicians to scientists to actors and musicians, Joe Rogan has interviewed some of the most interesting and influential people in the world. Along the way, there have been some legendary moments that have made headlines and gone viral on social media. One of the most famous moments in the history of the Joe Rogan Experience was when Elon Musk appeared on the show in September 2018. During the conversation, Musk smoked marijuana on camera, which caused a firestorm of controversy in the media. Some people criticized Musk for appearing to be under the influence of drugs, while others defended him for his openness and honesty. Musk later said that he did not regret smoking marijuana on the show, and that he did it because he wanted to demonstrate that it was not a big deal. Another unforgettable moment on the Joe Rogan Experience was when Mike Tyson appeared on the podcast in January 2019. During the conversation, Tyson revealed that he had recently become a vegan and was trying to live a healthier lifestyle. At the end of the episode, Tyson surprised one of the show's producers by giving him the keys to his Bentley car, which he said he no longer needed or wanted. The moment was a heartwarming display of generosity and kindness, and it went viral on social media, with many people praising Tyson for his generosity and his commitment to helping others. Other legendary moments on the Joe Rogan Experience have included comedian Bill Burr's epic rant about Philadelphia sports fans, which went viral and became a meme on social media, and Neil deGrasse Tyson's fascinating discussion about the future of space exploration. Over the years, the Joe Rogan Experience has become a cultural touchstone, and many of its most memorable moments have had a profound impact on the worlds of entertainment, politics, and culture. Whether you are a fan of the show or simply interested in the latest trends and ideas in popular culture, the Joe Rogan Experience is a must-watch podcast that is sure to inform, inspire, and entertain. In 2001, Joe Rogan became the host of the popular reality show Fear Factor. Fear Factor was a show in which contestants faced their fears and competed in dangerous and often disgusting challenges. Joe Rogan was the host of Fear Factor for 6 seasons and became known for his witty commentary and his ability to keep the contestants and the audience entertained. In May 2020, it was announced that the Joe Rogan Experience had signed an exclusive deal with Spotify, reportedly worth around $100 million. The move was seen as a major coup for Spotify, which was looking to expand its reach in the competitive world of podcasting. However, the deal was also met with controversy, with some people criticizing Joe Rogan for partnering with a company that has been accused of censorship and bias. In particular, some critics pointed to Spotify's decision to remove episodes of The Alex Jones Show and other far-right content from its platform as evidence that the company was not committed to free speech or open dialogue. In response to these concerns, Joe Rogan has emphasized that he retains creative control over the Joe Rogan Experience and that he will continue to be an independent voice who is unafraid to explore controversial topics and engage in honest conversations. He has also defended his decision to partner with Spotify, arguing that the move will allow him to reach a larger audience and expand his platform in new and exciting ways. Despite these reassurances, however, some people remain skeptical of the Spotify deal and continue to express concerns about the platform's commitment to free speech and open dialogue. In a world where media and entertainment are increasingly controlled by a small number of powerful companies, it is more important than ever to ensure that diverse voices and opinions are heard and respected. A couple of years later, it seems the Joe Rogan Experience continues to be a huge force in the podcast world, and his guests continue to have differing opinions, contributing to the open and exploratory conversations his viewers love. Despite his popularity, Joe Rogan has been widely misunderstood by many people. One of the main criticisms of Joe Rogan is that he is an alt-right figure. This criticism is often based on Joe Rogan's association with controversial figures, such as Alex Jones and Milo Yiannopoulos. Joe Rogan has also been criticized for his views on gender and race, which some people consider to be problematic. However, Joe Rogan has consistently stated that he is not a political person and does not identify as a member of any political party. Joe Rogan has also said that he is open to having conversations with people with whom he disagrees, regardless of their political views. Joe Rogan is a complex figure who has had a varied career in the entertainment industry. He has been a successful comedian, a popular reality show host, and a pioneer in the world of podcasting. Despite his success, Joe Rogan has been widely misunderstood by many people. It is important to approach Joe Rogan and his work with an open mind and to recognize that he is not an alt-right figure, as some have claimed. Rather, Joe Rogan is a free thinker who is unafraid to explore controversial topics and engage in difficult conversations. While it is true that Joe Rogan has associated with controversial figures in the past, he has also hosted guests with a wide range of political views on his podcast, including progressives such as Bernie Sanders and Cornel West. Joe Rogan has consistently emphasized the importance of open dialogue and honest conversation, even on controversial topics. Joe Rogan's views on gender and race are often misrepresented or taken out of context. For example, some have criticized Joe Rogan for his comments about transgender athletes competing in women's sports. However, Joe Rogan has clarified that he believes transgender people should be able to live as they choose, and that he is simply concerned about the potential physical advantages that some transgender athletes may have over cisgender athletes. Joe Rogan's views on race have been misinterpreted by some as racist. However, Joe Rogan has consistently spoken out against racism and discrimination and has advocated for greater understanding and compassion between different races and cultures. Joe Rogan is a misunderstood figure who has been unfairly criticized as an alt-right figure or a controversial figure in the world of entertainment and media. While it is true that Joe Rogan has explored controversial topics and associated with controversial figures in the past, his work is ultimately about promoting open dialogue and honest conversation, even on difficult topics. We should approach Joe Rogan's work with an open mind and recognize the importance of exploring complex and sometimes uncomfortable issues in an honest and respectful way.